Welcome to Abzu. From what I can best describe, I guess, as a deeply atmospheric exploration adventure. There's a mouthful. And it's brought to you by the indie developer Giant Squid. This title is more of a moving piece of art than a game, I can safely say. You could easily say it's both, however. There's a lot of wonderful things in this title to explore and enjoy, which greatly punctures the old style of underwater gaming. One of my fondest memories of underwater adventuring comes from, and it is of all places, the first Serious Sam game. That shooter which is mostly based in deserts. One of the levels in that game requires you to dive into a murky pool and hit a switch. The pool was hard to navigate due to it being so dark, and also fish with huge fangs which would try to murder you. I played that game in co-op a lot, and no one would ever jump into the damn pool to hit the switch, apart from me. Thankfully, this game is not anything like that. Sure, you are constantly underwater, and yes, you will bump into sharks. I know people who would avoid this beautiful work of art simply due to the fact that for some reason or another, they are scared of underwater stuff in video games. I will tell you now, there's nothing to fear in Abzu. You will spend tons of time just swimming about, looking for hidden stuff, and enjoying the vast world around you, which will easily submerge you. Water puns are greatly intended. Seriously, however, this is just an outstanding product that has been thrown out there. This really isn't one of those titles where you want to speedrun through it. Far from it. This is the game where you will want to take your time and relax, and really get sucked into the richness this game has to offer. That's not to say there are a few moments in the game that won't shock you. I was so chilled out in the first level, I honestly did jump out of my skin when I had my first encounter with a shark. But it's not the kind of jump that makes you want to stop playing. It actually makes you want to carry on and see what's happening in this excellently crafted world. One of the more slightly unusual aspects of this game is the fact that you can find shark statues, and basically you sit on top of them. Doing this puts you in a state of meditation, which is simply brilliant, watching all the different fish, even seeing some predators eat smaller life forms. The colour palette of this game, it's quite fantastic. Vibrant colours, they kind of overwhelm you, but are not dangerous to the wonderful experience you'll have while swimming through vast oceans and reefs. It's quite simply perfect in how well it has been assembled. The soundtrack is beautiful and seems to change depending on what you are doing, but it does it in a way which is not out of place. It appears to flow very well from one track to another, which makes the whole underwater experience that much better. Sadly, where this game falls off itself is the fact that it's not in the truest sense of the word, I guess, a game. Like I said before, it's more of a actual moving piece of art, which is to be savoured and enjoyed. There's no explosions or harpoons, which is, well, a good thing, really. At least from what I can tell so far. So, for the gamers out there that love action-packed shooters, this will likely bore you. However, if you can find time to chill out and relax in this game, it's easily enjoyable. From someone who was quite reluctant to hop into this game, I'm now very glad that I did in the end. If you love games that are intense when it comes to how atmospheric it can be, then you'll simply fall in love with this one for sure. The only downside I can see with this entire thing is, like I said before, it's a bit short. This should, I guess, be reflected in the price tag, which currently, I have to be honest, is a bit higher than expected. 15 quid on Steam right now for this game. Honestly, it's a bit much despite the fact that it's a beautiful and relaxing marvel and a rare gem in this day and age. It's got a very short lifespan, which sadly cuts away from some of its value. Sure, I would pay for it. Now I know what the game is about and just how wonderfully crafted it is. But I can definitely see how it's not everyone's cup of tea, and that is absolutely fine. You can't make a game that appeals to everyone. It would be foolish to even think it's possible. The last thing I would like to say about this is, despite the fact that you play it with a mouse and keyboard, it's not very easy to do. It can feel a bit, I guess, wonky. I think that's the best way I can describe it at times. I plugged in my old 360 pad and instantly it felt easier and a lot more fluid to play. Definitely experience this title with a pad instead if you can. Links to the Steam store page are in the description, and I'll also throw in a link down there to the developer's website. With all that said and done, if you're looking for a relaxing exploration game and it's very laid back, then you probably would like to have a look at this one. I think I'll carry on swimming with some sea turtles now. I'll see you again next time.